We'd like to welcome you all to another edition of the Side Dive Podcast. If you were wondering, this would be episode 66, the 66th episode, and that is including the audio only we had in the beginning. I think our first season was audio only, and then I convinced these guys to put their lovely faces on screen for everybody's viewing pleasure. So if you're enjoying that, you have me to thank for that.
So
Shout out also to Brian Spraggins. He was there when this was talked about as well. So,
third year. Is this third year?
This is the third year we've been doing this. So, hey, we just got into this because we just did. So here we are.
Talking Cyclones getting together.
Yeah, Talking Cyclones getting together. Bringing you this from Ink Fame Clothing. My boy Dominic Bass clothing line. One of the only things that I'll deal with out of Texas. But that is his clothing line, inkfameclothing.com. I'll just
There you go. I was just gonna ask.
And put that. I could have sworn I had a thing for it earlier or from before.
Dude, we should talk to him about making us some gear.
I could do that. I could do that. There you go. Put that bad boy right there for now. A little plug for my man, for the viewers. Go holler at your boy. Tell him where you came from. So yeah. Woo! What a weekend for the Cyclone football. The Farmaggedon turned into Snowmaggedon. I'm sitting here chilling, waiting for the game to come on, and I wish I would have had a picture of the look on my face when that first picture came up, and there was all that snow. Because I'm pretty sure my eyes might have bugged out Looney Tunes style. Because I thought, oh wow, it's gonna look like child's play out there, people slipping and sliding, but it was anything but.
So when you saw that, were you worried? Did you think it was going to affect us more? Like it was going to be an advantage for them, or?
I thought it was going to be an ugly, dirty, grimy game played between the 40s.
Yeah.
No,
I was worried, and obviously this did not pan out. But them being mainly a running team, I thought it might. They've had more success running the ball this year than we have, so that's why I was worried about it.
I was thinking I picked 19-16 for the score, and I was thinking I had priced it too high.
Yeah.
When I thought, because I'm just like, well, and I said I was on the phone with somebody actually at the time, and I'm like, well, this might come down to turnovers. If one team turns the ball over, that could be that. You know, I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored.
Dude, when that they recovered that fumble on that punt that bounced off Bacon's leg, and they scored right before half. Oh yeah, I was worried at that point.
I mean, you seem like, oh, that's probably enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's been when there's been something like that happen, that usually doesn't bode well for us. So.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But yeah, it was far from our expectations. I mean, you had to put two of our predictions together to make the actual score. But let's run it back. I mean, in pure Cyclone K-State style, apparently, Iowa State likes to bust off a long one to start games.
Second time in a row that we've been down there.
The K-State faithful probably were yelling, "Breeze!" And Sama just, I mean, it almost looked kind of like he was just floating on the snow.
Yeah.
Just like he was just running across the top of it, not his feet not hitting the ground.
Well, with the all whites, all you see is the red helmet and the black shoes. And
yeah. I mean, and as soon as he got in the clear, it was like, please don't chase him. You're only gonna look foolish when you're on that Instagram dude's speed who ran the fastest.
So speaking of that run, did you see Iowa State's Twitter page put out the all 22 of that? So it's the view of it from behind our quarterback. I mean, dude, we blew up all their guys.
Oh yeah,
front seven just blew them up.
Yeah, they. I mean, it was the proverbial drive a truck through.
Yeah.
And Saba got his spot and was gone. 71 yards, and I mean, on the board, 7-0. It's like, ooh, zoinks. We all of a sudden, because going into the game, you hear there's going to be no Sanders and no Norton, that neither of them made the trip down, and so it's like, okay, it's the Sama show.
Why would they? They both entered the transfer portal by this time on Wednesday. Why skip the last game?
Because if you get hurt, you're done. I mean, who if you get hurt, who's going to recruit you?
True, but I don't know, man.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I've read the social media posts. Everybody's pissed about it, but I'm like, if they make the trip and you catch a knee injury, you're nowhere next year.
Yeah, I mean,
or you're sitting around Ames.
Yeah,
I mean that's but you don't know that you get to keep your scholarship.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, that's all. It's like the dude skipping bowl games, protecting the interest.
I understand that more, but I mean, there wasn't a rash of players not playing the last game because they're transferring this week.
No, but you also knew you're not going to play as much. I mean, maybe they knew ahead of time they were going to be featuring him.
Yeah, I think something happened. I think something happened.
If you're going to go out and feature him, and you're not going to get very many touches, and then what would happen if you got 3 carries and that third carry was an injury?
Yeah.
And now you're not going nowhere. But that's the only thing I can think of. But and who knows? Maybe they've already been in talks with people. And the new coach has told them, don't play in that last game. We don't want to risk nothing.
Campbell kind of made it sound like he might have left him home, like they made it there was talks, just from what he said, after the game, a little bit before the game, just like it wasn't a surprise to him, you know. So
No, which is why I think that they're people that already talk to people.
yeah. I mean, when you and I were texting back and forth before the game about it, I mean, the first thing I just said was Sama. It's got to be because of Sama, you know. So
Yeah, but
and they're right.
So, he goes 71, and Iowa State's on the board. They force they force K-State to punt, and then Sama had the fumble, and they're in very good field position, but the defense held up.
Yeah.
Only gave up a field goal, then a punt. K-State's driving, but once again, defense holds, and they have to kick another field goal, and like 7-6 into one. We're sitting good. Now, definitely like where we're sitting, and then and then boom, Super Sama strikes again.
This one was my favorite one. That second one was my favorite, where he just put that safety in the dirt with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he just fisted him in the dirt, man.
I mean, he ran up. Well, first he hit the 4. He had a 4-yard gain, and then boom, 77-yarder, and you're mushing people.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's crazy how quickly he gets away from people. Because dudes looks like they're coming, and all of a sudden they're not.
Yeah.
Because his acceleration, or his next level acceleration, a lot of people just got the one jolt of acceleration. He looks like he's got a couple, because it's like, okay, he's already accelerating through the line, and all of a sudden, boom, here comes the people. And it's like he shifts again, and he's gone to the tune of 77 yards. So at this point, Iowa State hadn't been across the 50, but you got 14 points. You have 14-6. K-State gets a touchdown, 14-13 at half. And
well, yeah, I mean, they got that because of our
the punt, yeah.
Yeah, which that was one of those deals too. I mean, he probably should have been out of the way, but oh no, the ball hit him and then it stuck in the snow. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
But
that third quarter started, and it was like, the points started coming in as fast as the snow. I mean, it was just coming, and I mean, K-State starts the half with a punt, and then it was 6 scores in a row. I'm sorry, 5 scores in a row. 3 by Iowa State and 2 by K-State. And 2 plays. Sama had a 3-yard run, and then boop. Was the first no catch? Was that the slant?
yes, yep.
Okay, yeah. Catches that slant, and it's
but back to the Sama run. That safety made a business decision not to try. He wasn't going to get close enough to try to catch a stiff arm, and he just thought he was going to. He just thought he was going to push him, and he just
he tried to shoulder him down.
Yeah.
Which I thought pretty much coaches had kind of outlawed.
He was like, I don't want to hit him like my buddy. I'm not going to get too close.
And the thing, all it did was propel Sama further.
Yeah, just pinballed it, just boom.
Homeboy, we appreciate you,
dude. I think that's the guy that. Speaking of transfer portal, he just went in the transfer portal for K-State,
Mm.
and he said he never allowed a touchdown, and there were some K-State people, you know, kind of calling him on that.
So yeah, Noel catches that slant, 79 yards. Clones are up 21-20, and then K-State marches their way right back down. Howard runs it in, who's also in the portal, and they get the 2-point conversion. So now they're up 28-21, but not to be outdone. Not to be outdone is the 60-yard pass, catch and pass. Or no, I'm sorry. No, next was the run, the 60-yard run for Sama.
Mm-hmm.
And good grief, if he wasn't just having the game of all games by now. I'm sure I'm sure there was a section of Iowa State fans that were probably saying shit to Norton and Sanders.
Yeah.
If they were doing that. So it's 28-28 now, and then K-State just marches, nickel and dime their way, almost 6-minute drive that extended into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So what did you think of the way we were playing D? You know, it was. I think they were just keeping. No, it was there was no pressure because I didn't think they could bring pressure because of the snow. You know.
Oh, I agree, and it's like the announcers kept saying, you know, this is with the field being like it is, it's so advantageous to the offense.
Yeah.
Because the offensive player knows exactly where they're going, while the defender has to all of a sudden quick react and hopefully not slip.
Yeah. So to me, it seemed like he was just keeping everybody back. So, I mean, he was rushing those front, just the three, keeping everybody back. Just don't.
It was a soft rush too.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a bull rush.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because you always have to K-State, you always have to worry about the quarterback taking off too. So that probably had a lot to do with that too.
Yeah. So yeah, they marched right down. That's right. Sir just got that interference call. Ooh, I didn't like it. But, you know, I thought it was an extremely soft call.
Yeah.
But you know what? Referees didn't, and you know they ended up scoring a touchdown and are back up 7. But not to be outdone, Rocco connects with Higgins for the 33-yard touchdown. I mean, geez, this was a long drive for us. 4 plays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it basically just 2 Higgins catches, if I remember right? I thought he had two.
Yeah, it was a Sama run. Sama had another run, and then it was a 22-yard catch to Higgins.
Yeah.
And then the 33-yard for the touchdown. So, I mean, and well, it helped that they were pooch punting those kicks too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, you don't want to slip and then fuck it all up. I get that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my one. And so yeah, tied 25 or 35, and then they forced once they forced K-State to punt here. I thought, oh yeah, this is it, game over. They never should have. They needed to keep scoring.
Yeah.
Because then it was Rocco to Jalen Noel for the was that 62 or 82?
I think it was 64 or something, if I remember.
Oh no, they have it at 8. No, they have it at 82-yarder.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
that was first play after kickoff, right?
Second.
Second play.
Well, they had the penalty. That's right. They had the penalty on.
No. That was third down because it was third and long, and I'm like, why?
Because it was
like,
Sama.
Yeah.
Sama run, and then the ineligible downfield, and then Hansen had a run, and it was 3rd and 16.
Yeah, because I was like, because where he caught that ball was basically the line of scrimmage. I'm like, oh, nice third play call. I mean, that's why I said out loud because because they had the you can tell he caught at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made me look silly. That's all right.
Yeah. So yes. So the third big play, and shit. I usually say any play over 30 is big. So
yeah.
I mean,
I
every touchdown was big.
Yeah, I think the teams count explosive plays as 25. So yeah.
And then K-State throws the pick to my man, Mr. Vaughn.
Yeah, that was cool to see.
Yes. Leaping up there, snatching that bad boy.
That was another thing we kept saying here when we were at the game watch. We're like, he's got to throw one to us. What are these? Bacon missed the 2 in the first half, but we're like, there's got to be another one coming to us. It just felt like it. Were you feeling that way?
I just thought, I figured at some point we're going to get a turnover back.
Yeah.
And, that's exactly what happened. It was 2 plays into their drive.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, K-State decided they wanted to play defense against Sama. And got us in a 3rd and long, and we had a pass incomplete.
So
and had to punt.
Do you think we were too conservative there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of was the talk when we were sitting here too. I mean, I understand it. You don't want to make the huge mistake, but the way they were working us on defense, up until the last couple of possessions.
I think that's why. I think because of those last couple with the interception and then the punt before that.
Yep.
I think maybe they thought, well, you know what, the defense has settled down.
Yeah.
Let's let them win it for us.
Yep.
And it looked like it was going to be anything but that, because my man Perkins punted that ball and put it on the 2. And then all they did was proceed to drive down the field. And I'm getting nervous more nervous.
Especially because it's K-State. How many times have they done that to us where you think the game's over and some crazy stuff happens?
Yeah. And, they ended up with the pass interference call on Frailer. But Iowa State defense did what Iowa State defense does. Let you get right inside that cushy area, and then they harden up and they're like, "Nah, we good."
Yep.
Kick a field goal. Oh, wait, you can't kick a field goal? We'll go for it. And nothing. They get stoned. Iowa State takes over. Bong bong. Game over. 42-35 for the Clone. But let's jump into these weird ass stats. 32 first down for a team that scored 35 points. But the other team, who had 42 points, only had 10 first downs. 488 yards for the Clones, 230 passing, 258 rushing. I mean, Brocco was efficient at 8 of 12. We had the 2 turnovers, 6 penalties, time of possession, 17 minutes and 48 seconds. hopefully we can get that every game. And 42 points.
Kansas State was lucky they ran all those plays, because if they wouldn't have, we probably would have had 80.
For sure. But I mean, third down, they were 11 of 23. I mean, they ran 100 plays.
Yeah.
I mean, K-State ran 100 plays.
How many first downs they had? They had a crazy number of first downs.
They had 32.
Yeah.
They were 11 of 23 on third down, and 3 or 4 on fourth down. They Howard was 24 of 48.
And you know what's crazy? And they all those numbers, and they lost the turnover battle, or they won the turnover battle.
Yeah. They threw 48 times and ran 54 times. The yards per pass for K-State was 6, for Iowa State 19.2.
How many rushing yards did K-State end up with?
209.
Okay.
For a 3.9 clip, while we were at 258.
Yeah.
For 11.2. But individually, Sama, I mean, you got to start there. 16 carries, 276, 3 touchdowns. Yowza. I said Rocco was 8 of 12, 230, and 3 touchdowns. Jalen Knoll, three catches for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He was Pro Football Focus number 1 wide receiver for the week.
Great googly moogly. Higgins had 2 for 55 and a touchdown. Sama caught an 11-yard pass. Steve-O Klotz caught a 4-yard pass. And Bramer caught 1 as well. They tried to scream at Bramer. K-State was having none of that.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh no, we saw this last week twice.
Yeah.
We got you, homie." Freeler was a monster on defense. 15 tackles, 13 of them solo.
Yeah. I mean, I thought our run defense, that 200 number kind of surprised me. I thought but they only ran for 3.9. But I thought our run defense played well.
I think they did too. I mean, they just had tons of opportunities to get that many yards.
Yep.
Drew Surges had 11 tackles. Vaughn had 8 in the pick. Bacon had 6. Those were the top tacklers.
Surges had the most entertaining one though. That when he stood up Giddens like on the 5-yard line.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was he smoked him.
And I mean he had 11 tackles, and he'd only had 5 previously for his career.
So who started for Verdun? I didn't even notice that.
I didn't see.
Was it him?
I don't know.
Because because Patton's the backup for Cooper, so
yeah.
Maybe. And I thought Nickel played that spot the last time Verdun was out. Maybe Surges did start if Nickel wasn't. Yeah. So.
Well, Nickel did not record a stat.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know he didn't play.
It must have been him. But I mean, the big stars, Sama, Knoll, and the O-line, the O-line, best game they've had.
Easily.
No sacks given up. The only way the quarterback got dirty is if he participated in the Snow Angels after the game. But yeah, definitely them. I mean, we mentioned how the defense, played tough as nails in that first half. Let things kind of get away from them in the start of the second half, but then came back firing in that fourth quarter and got the stop when they needed to on 4th and 8,
Yeah.
which ended the game.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean,
Purchase was
great.
good. Was good on that play.
Huh?
Purchase.
Oh yeah,
had a good play on that one.
definitely. So the Clones finished up 7-6. We all had
7-5.
7-5. We all had Iowa State winning the game. Nobody was anywhere near the score. And VJ had Sama as his MVP.
Nice.
So Sama is the MVP for the second time, even back-to-back weeks. Sama is the player of the week. Unfortunately for him, we will have to accept his Miller High Life on behalf of Sama because he is underage and we're not contributing to the delinquency of minors anymore.
No. Well,
I may have when I was 20, but again, I was a minor as well.
We'll keep it in the bank. It'll be cold.
Yeah. Regular season wraps up, and now they get more practice. I've seen us in every mid-tier bowl known to man, playing everybody. But I guess most people I've seen have us in the Liberty Bowl.
I don't mind that. Yeah, and against Memphis again.
Yes, I did see that.
At least I mean that was Brett McMurphy. That would be the last thing I would want. I wouldn't mind going to the Liberty Bowl again, as long as it's against somebody else.
Yeah, I want to definitely play as somebody else.
And why would Memphis want to play there too? It's like, wouldn't they want to get out of their own stadium?
I would think so, but that's what happens when you play in a lesser conference.
Get a trip out of it.
It's probably one of the reasons why they wanted to be in the Big 12.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, now it's it's the sit and wait 2 weeks to find out where the bowl game is.
Okay, yeah. So on that, so we have Texas and Oklahoma State. So if Texas wins, if they would get in the playoff, then we would go up a bowl slot,
right?
And we get more money. So are you cheering for Texas this weekend?
Absolutely not.
Me neither.
If they said, hey, if Texas wins, they're gonna take Iowa State's bowl spot away from them, I'd say take it. I've been like, sometimes you got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
For the greater good. So yeah, if it costs Iowa, if Texas winning, if they said I've been like, no, take it away from us. Do whatever you can to make sure that these yahoos get in there.
Yeah, because at first there was talk that we might be able to get up to the Alamo Bowl if Texas got the playoff.
Well, in all actuality, we can go to whatever bowl. I mean, it's up to the bowl to pick.
Well, you're right, but there's that right. But there's that shuffling.
Yeah, I mean, the bowl could be like, look, we appreciate the fact that so and so did this, but we want them fans.
Yeah.
We know those fans are coming, and we want them.
Yeah.
So it's all about dollars and cents. So postseason awards were handed out today. Is it today?
Yep.
Or is it yesterday?
They came out this afternoon.
And Cyclones made it on there. Was it more than usual too?
No. It could have been more than like 2020 or 2021. You know.
Oh yeah, those teams were pretty.
I mean, Brees Hall was the Big 12 Player of the Year 2 years in a row. There, you know. So.
Yeah, that's.
But to have two. So you didn't say about Cooper.
No, I hadn't gone through it yet.
Yeah. But we got 2 D-backs.
I'm trying to pull it up, and it's messing with me. So let's just go down. Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year.
Jeez.
Rocco Beck. Our QB is the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Gonna get some run for Freshman All-American, first team QB as well.
I would think
as well. And then making the All Big 12 team, first team, they list DB, but safety Jeremiah Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise there.
No.
And they've been talking about how well this other dude has played all season, TJ Tampa, our corner. Second team, which was a surprise. This one was a surprise to me. Our fullback, Steve-O Klotz. He made second team All Big 12, and as did Jalen Noel. So, yowza. We got 4 dudes in the top 2 teams. We'll take it. I thought Tyler Perkins should have been 1 or 2, but
Yeah.
But anyway, and then there were a number of Big 12 honorable mention players. Ben Bramer, Chase Contreras, Bo Freeler, Jaden Higgins, Jaron Hufford, Jalen Noel. Why is it listed as honorable mention?
Probably punt returner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was. Tyler Oyedem, Dominic Orange, Tyler Perkins, Jack Sadowski, TJ. Oh. It says Sadowski, they got Defensive Freshman of the Year.
What? No. Really? No,
that's what it literally says, that DFOY and honorable mention. I didn't know that I even had an honorable mention.
So among the honorable mention defense.
Yeah. And they had TJ Tampa was honorable mention for the Defensive Player of the Year. And then Gary Vaughn and linebacker and Malik Redon. So yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna go through all that. So yeah, had a lot of players honorable mention. So it's a good season so far for the Clones, but we ain't done. They got one more game to play. The bowl game, like we said. What I'm gonna say, it's not gonna be 2 weeks. We're gonna know pretty much, Tuesday or Wednesday?
Sunday after they announce the playoffs.
Oh, that's right. They'll do it. I'm just thinking it's gonna keep on going. So yeah, so we'll know sometime Sunday evening.
Yeah.
So after the bowl games and the New Year's 6 are picked, then they'll start filling in. So we'll know sometime Sunday where they're at. So yeah, we'll save the revisiting predictions for when our third member is back.
Yeah, I agree.
He can join in the reveille.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears here. we're going to talk about the women's basketball team because they're playing right now. They traveled up to play St. Thomas of Minnesota, and in the third quarter are handily beating them 55-21 is the current score. Yep, Bully beat now. Nightmare Do has it literally just changed from 14 to 12 on me. Unbelievable. So leading scores thus far. Jones has 14. Dew and Crooks both have 12. Crooks has had an off shooting night for her at 5 of 10.
Oh wow!
So yeah. But who is leading? Their stats are all messed up. Oh, they've got them for their season stats. Anyway, so yeah, Addie Brown's got 9.6 boards. I mean, they're just steamrolling the hell out of these girls from St. Thomas. It was 23-6 after the first, and it was at 42-19 at half. So the second quarter woes didn't happen this time. And the third quarter woes aren't happening either because it's 16-5 with almost 6 minutes left. So yeah, shout out to the Ohio State women that they whooping these girls' ass. It didn't go so well the game before, but that's okay. You know, we're gonna the ladies are bounced back. We did find out that they're going to be making a decision on Emily Ryan around Christmas time. So apparently she's getting better, but she's not ready to play yet. She's shooting but there's been no mention of what is actually wrong with her.
Yeah.
So
I saw they said she's lifted too. So
yeah.
I assume she started. I assume she would have a redshirt year to use.
Yeah, she can come back next year.
Right. So that's why they're deciding by December.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we just hurry up and wait. Is what I guess it is going to be. Let us flip over to the men's, who they've got DePaul coming up, but on Friday as part of the Big East Big 12 Challenge, which I think this is the last year of it, maybe.
No, I think this is like because it was SEC Big 12 before. So
That's right.
This is the first year. Yeah.
So prior to that, though, they were down in Orlando where they had knocked off VCU and then took it on the chin back-to-back games. Played Virginia Tech. And, it was a tight game for a little while. And then Virginia Tech kind of spread it out, only for the Clones to bring it back close again. And then it was kind of neck and neck. And then,
Dude, they kept hitting the big three whenever they needed it. Whenever they needed it.
Oh, yeah. Whenever to stave off the run, they got every basket that they needed. So they lost to Virginia Tech.
How many free throws did we miss in that game, too? We're horrible from the line.
Just going 15 of 26 from the free throw line, while they were 20 of 23.
Yeah.
They were also the Clones were 5 of 21 from the three.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
Those numbers right there. I mean, that's the game right there.
Yeah, Virginia Tech was 11 of 28. So 13 turnovers, only 12 assists. But I mean, there was only 21 made baskets. There was 15 turnovers on Virginia Tech. We got out rebounded for the first time, I believe, 35-30. But yeah, so it just wasn't that. It wasn't a very good game for the Clones. I mean, Gilbert missed all 4 of his 3-point shots.
Yeah, that was like watching a ghost from last year.
And he was 1 of 6 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
So
when against VCU, I mean, he was a monster in that game.
That second half, him and Lipsy just completely took off.
Yeah.
And I felt he was kind of forcing it in the second half of the Virginia Tech game, trying to recreate the magic from the game before.
Yeah.
But it just did not come off. One thing that stood out to me was Ballou only playing 5 minutes. Pavelska played 13, Watson only played 7, and Jones played 26. I thought with Hassan Ward out, how that Ballou would have played more, but Momcilovic, Lipsy, and Gilbert barely came out.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, do you think Ballou looks comfortable when he's out there?
Well, I maybe not on the offensive end, but I think on the defensive end, he's quick enough and long enough. I mean, who knows? Maybe he could have contested some of those threes. But I mean, who's to know now?
To me, even on defense, it looks like he's thinking. I mean, obviously, he's the type of player that can erase one of his mistakes easier because of his athletic ability. But I don't know. To me, it just looks like he's like the game's not flowing freely for him yet.
Yeah, hopefully it gets there before conference play.
Yeah.
So that sent Iowa State into the 5th place game?
3rd place. Because we won one. No.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, it was 3rd place game.
Yeah.
But they got the right to take on Texas A&M. They had this so misseeded because to think that FAU and A&M, 2 ranked teams, played each other so early in this is just weird. But anyway, FAU won their games to go to the championship, and A&M, the number 12 A&M, played Iowa State, and for a minute there, it looked like it was going to be an absolute obliteration by the Cyclones because they were up 21 points.
It's like 35-14, wasn't it?
ESPN had them at a 95% chance of winning that game. And then that shit just disappeared. And I'll be quite honest, I watched that game thinking, this ain't really happening, is it?
Yeah.
This
seemed like Texas A&M, they were out 2 of their, or wasn't it 2 of their top 3 guys? Seemed like they were really sluggish at the beginning. So yeah, I mean,
but
you can tell why they were ranked number 12. They got some depth even with those guys out. they had great size. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, but you know what? You backed up another poor, shitty performance from the 3-point line with another one because they were 9 of 34. First of all, that's way too many 3-point shots. I mean, these dudes that did they go hang out at Bill Finley's practice?
Dude,
I mean, Momcilovic was 4 of 13.
Yeah. And to me, they were all good looks too. I mean, is that the feeling you got when you were watching it? Like
they were fine, but I thought sometimes we just because it's there doesn't necessarily mean you take it. I mean, you don't always have to take it,
right?
And I thought, especially when they started missing, it's like, okay, feel free to go get a basket,
yeah,
of any kind,
right?
But they kept hoisting. I mean, they kept hoisting them up,
right? That's what's so frustrating. It's not that they're hoisting them up or that they keep hoisting them up. Is that, I mean, that to me they were mostly good looks, and I'm sorry, you need to take that shot. I mean, you need to take that shot, especially if it's early. I understand what you're saying about how as the game goes on and it's not happening, and you need to look for something better. But it's just to me, what was the unconfidence coming through to the screen to you like it was to me? Like you can just tell when a dude's kind of when he's going up, like it's not going in just by the way he's going up, like the body language or something.
Well, it's just like, I mean, after you keep missing, we don't have the kind of shoot. We don't have Larry Bird.
Right.
We don't have Craig Hodges. We don't have Steph Curry, where we
don't have Naz Long.
Well, with those guys, it's only a matter of time before it gets back on. We don't.
Right.
Nobody here is that proven of a 3-point shooter.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Okay, go get to the line and get yourself a free throw. Settle it back down. You don't have to try to shoot your back. So don't shoot yourself. Try to shoot yourself back into form with just by chucking up threes.
But don't you think that Texas A&M was probably kind of sagging in on that though? Because I mean
then take a mid-range jumper.
Yeah.
I mean, just because they're sagged in don't mean you can't still attack.
Right. But I mean, because we've been attacking the rim well, I've thought. I mean, let's see.
I mean, Jones and King were combined 3 of 7. And Blue played 6 minutes. And Watson was on the court long enough to get a foul. He doesn't even register as 1 minute. So our bigs were 3 of 7. I mean, he played the hell out of Pavelska and Jones. So, I mean, I don't know. But this ain't going to cut it. Shooting 9 of 34. I mean, shooting 20% from the 3-point line ain't gonna get you any. Well, especially when you're shooting that many.
Well, and then when you're not making free throws on top of it, it just compounds. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they shot 34% from the. I mean, see, this is the problem. You shot 34 threes and 27 2-pointers. The ratio shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. Well, after the VCU game, I kind of thought King kind of disappeared. I know one of those games he might have been in foul trouble. I think it was the
Texas. And then he had 4 fouls.
Yeah.
But I mean, that might have been fouling. But it don't matter. I mean, they've got to figure out a way to do something. I mean, A&M had 24 threes and 42 pointers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Montilovich is young. I mean, Lipsy, while he played all of last year, is still young for the game.
I thought he was nails. I thought he was nails in every game, though. I mean, his effort. I thought.
He had 10 points, 14 boards.
Yeah.
In the A&M game. I mean, Robert Jones had 8 boards and 9 points.
I thought he played well too.
Yeah, so I mean, 16 turnovers. King had 3 of them. Gilbert had 6 of them. Gilbert just had he had 14 points, but 14 points, 7 assists, and 6 turnovers.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm messing up the ratios. Monte Morris is shaking his head right now.
Yeah.
What y'all doing to my legacy? So I mean, well, first of all, I mean, granted they were missing players, but they're still a number 12 team in the country, and you had a 21-point lead. Is it bad that you lost it? Absolutely, but it's great that you got out to one. You took a team that was struggling because they were missing some of their players.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams would have just still wouldn't have come off like that, but Iowa State jumped out but just couldn't hold on, and that could be due to some growing pains.
Oh, definitely.
And
Ward.
Yeah, and yeah, you're missing Ward. So while I'm not super, I wouldn't have picked us to win that game anyway. So the fact that they didn't doesn't really shake me up any. But you got important games. The next 2 games, you got DePaul on Friday at 7:30, and then next Thursday you got Cyhawk at 6:30, and it's going to be a tough. Both those games are going to be tough. So you'll see who's coming. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Cyclone fans.
Yeah, I'm not gonna panic on the basketball team.
No,
I think they're still figuring out rotations. These guys transferred up. I know Gilbert was at UNLV, but still, he's not playing the Texas A&Ms and Virginia Techs every night. And Curtis Jones was at Buffalo and Pavlovsky.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, yeah, we knew there was going to be some of this already. So yeah, not overly concerned. If it's still talking about this kind of stuff halfway through conference season, okay.
Yeah.
And then there might be cause for some concern, but we'll wait till we get there. Yeah. So, next week, hopefully we'll have VJ back, and we still got to have our chili and cinnamon roll conversation.
Yeah, we'll have to do that after we go over how our projections went. And,
yeah. Yeah. So look for that next week, people.
And we can talk about the bowl game.
Yeah. So cool. All right. Well, you know how we do it.
Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.
Sweet.